At times you drive just meters from the water, with waves rolling in almost beneath the tires. This section of the road before you get to Walvis Bay, some 100 kilometers before getting there, is terrible. Very corrugated. It's very unusual in Namibia because here the roads are pretty good. Paved roads are perfect and gravel roads are quite good. But this one is terrible. After spending the night in the desert not far from Walvis Bay, it felt good to head back into town and enjoy a different side of the journey. Walvis Bay may be small, but being right on the South Atlantic, it offers some excellent activities that are well worth the stop. So after days of dust and desert tracks, I traded the dry land for water. The first plan for the day was a cruise out on the bay, a chance to relax for a while and see this coastline from a completely different perspective. Right after we left Walvis Bay Harbour, a playful Cape Fur seal jumped aboard. Fearless and curious, it explored the deck as if it owned the boat. Soon after, a pelican glided and walked in, calmly waiting for its share. On this cruise, sometimes the wildlife joins the adventure. Playful seals swim right up to the boat, riding the wake behind the overboard engines, twisting and leaping with pure joy. Dolphins join in too, circling the boat and surfing the wake for long stretches, their speed and effortless grace simply mesmerizing. Cormorants dive and swoop with lightning precision. Gulls wheel overhead and every moment brings a new surprise. As we approach the Cape Fur seal colony at Pelican Point, the sight is staggering. Up to 50,000 seals gather here on the rocks and sand, filling the air with barking, splashing and sheer energy. Pups stumble over each other while adults jostle and sunbathe, creating a living, moving spectacle. Watching them up close, you feel the wild power and scale of this incredible colony, a true marvel of the Namibian coast. Enjoying a fresh brunch on board, I take the final views of Walvis Bay, feeling completely relaxed and content. Now it was time for a second activity, the 4x4 drive to Sandwich Harbour, one of the most spectacular stretches of Namibian coast. Here, the towering dunes of the Namib Desert plunge straight into the Atlantic Ocean, creating a dramatic meeting point between desert and sea. The route follows the wild ocean shoreline south of Walvis Bay, passing vast open beaches and wine-shaped dunes in a landscape that feels both immense and untouched. Along the way, you may spot seals resting near the surf, jackals trotting across the sand, and flocks of seabirds feeding where the waves meet the shore. The real excitement begins where the dunes push closer to the water, and the track narrows into a thin strip of sand between the steep dunes and the pounding surf. At times you drive just meters from the water, with waves rolling in almost beneath the tires. The adrenaline rush is very real as the ocean surges towards the vehicle, and you realize how quickly a small mistake could leave you stranded.
You want to swim? No?
Not today.
Not today, huh?
That's exactly why this is a journey best done with an experienced local driver. The tides dictate everything here, and the safe window to pass can be surprisingly short. Local guides know how to read the sand and the sea, choosing the right moment and the safest line along the beach. Without that knowledge, a vehicle can easily become stuck with no realistic chance of recovery. And once the waves begin pounding against it, the Atlantic Ocean will slowly claim it, until nothing remains but another wreck abandoned on the shore. It stinks.
Yeah.
Finally, we leave the narrow short track behind and dive into the rolling dunes. Here we go.
Is there one car coming?
Yeah, this one.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Everything all right?
Nothing
Okay.
else. Nothing else. The ride is exhilarating. Every turn and bump is a mix of pure fun and careful navigation, essential to avoid getting stuck in the soft sand.
Oh, the wind was blowing. You see, all the tracks are gone here.
Better.
That's much better.
The last stretch takes us uphill, climbing to the crest of the tallest dunes. And then the view takes your breath away. From here, Sandwich Harbour unfolds below, where the golden dunes cascade into the deep blue of the Atlantic Ocean. It's halfway of this adventure, and now we will go back to Walvis Bay through the dunes. But it is an amazing adventure, very, very interesting, and the place is awesome. Big sand dunes go all the way to the ocean. Very recommendable. Now comes the most exciting part of the day, the journey back to Walvis Bay through the heart of the dunes. This is where the real fun begins. We plunge down steep sandy slopes only to power up the next ridge moments later, the engine working hard against the soft desert sand. The dunes look impossibly steep from the top, dropping away at sharp angles, but in reality they rarely exceed about 35 degrees, just enough to challenge the vehicle without sending it sliding uncontrollably. On the descents the pace becomes slow and controlled, and in the quiet of the desert you can clearly hear the sand beneath the wheels, a deep steady roar as the vehicle eases its way down the slope. These towering dunes are more than just spectacular scenery. They explain why crossing the Namib Desert between Lüderitz and Walvis Bay is such a serious expedition. Cutting through this sea of sand takes 6 or 7 days, carefully navigating the dunes at the right angles, and it can only be done in one direction. Attempting it the other way would mean climbing slopes simply too steep and too soft to conquer. You can hear the sand rolling. Every descent brings a surge of adrenaline as the horizon suddenly disappears beneath the hood, followed by the thrill of climbing back up the opposite side.
You can hear the dunes?
Yeah,
Noise?
it's rolling.
make little bit adrenaline. Huh? Whoa!
Holy shit! When you come from Walvis Bay to Sandwich Harbour, this is the way you take down there. So you can imagine if you're driving yourself or if you don't know the tides that you could get into a big mess because the margin for error down there is very, very narrow. You see the passage is so little that you really have to know your way here. It's a roller coaster carved out of sand, surrounded by endless landscape of golden bridges and deep shadows, where the vastness of the Namib stretches in every direction. It's pure adventure, wild, beautiful and unforgettable. We finally made it back to town where a colony of flamingos welcomed us along the calm waters of the lagoon. Standing in the shallows on impossible thin legs, they sweep their curved bills through the water, filtering out tiny crustaceans and algae. This unusual diet is what gives flamingos their distinctive pink color. This is Swakopmund. It's a nice town north of Walvis Bay, some 30 kilometers north of Walvis Bay. They have here good hotels, good restaurants. It is a nice place, but I was here before and I'm not interested in spending some more time here. I'd rather go inland and see something different. I left Swakopmund and I'm back in the desert and I'm happy again. It's not that I don't like cities or towns. I had a great time in Walvis Bay. The activities there are amazing, but what I'm looking for in Namibia is the desert, and being back in the desert